Welcome fellow action figure collectors to another episode of Beyond the Cardback. I'm Trooper TK314, and just where the have I been? And what are we looking at today? That's right guys, where have I been? So if you watched my last video, it was what I got for Christmas. Well, apparently I had an extra gift that was snuck right in there and nobody knew about it because I came down with what's been affecting this country. I was out of commission for about a week and a half, and then the after effects of it were the worst part. I couldn't walk upstairs, I couldn't have a conversation like I'm having right now without getting out of breath, coughing, really nasty looking. So I was like, I'm not going to put that on a camera. So I wasn't even able to talk complete sentences without getting out of breath or what have you. And even now I still get a little winded, but I'm a lot better than I was. So with that being said, we're moving on. And I'm going to show you we're going to review one of the things I got for Christmas. And it is the Star Wars Black Series Han Solo from Return of the Jedi. So let's go ahead and head over to the review table and get a closer look. Let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging that Han Solo comes in. As you can see, I love the artwork on the side. I think it's great that if you're an inbox collector, you can stack these up and it almost makes like a mural, which is really cool. But I think the artwork is just absolutely fantastic on these boxes. On the back, there is a short little bio that says Han Solo volunteered to lead the mission to destroy the new Death Star's shield generator. He and his strike team landed on the forest moon of Endor, where they encountered scout troopers and Ewoks. So let's go ahead and get him out of the package and get a closer look. Looking at Han Solo's accessories, he comes with, of course, his DL-44 blaster. That looks really good. And here's the other side. You can see the nice detail right there with the wooden handle and the silver on the muzzle. That looks really good. And of course, he holds it great. The other accessory that I'm considering an accessory is, of course, his jacket, and that looks really cool. You could tell it was sewn together very nice. It's not very, it's kind of a thin material, but it looks really good. The camouflage looks really good on it. I think in the movie it was a little bit lighter. I'm not sure, but that looks great. That head sculpt is fantastic. I mean, that looks just like Harrison Ford. I wish you could see it in person because it looks great. It's a little bit shiny, but it's okay. And in person, it's a little bit more of a pinkier hue to his face, but he looks great. That hair sculpt is on point. You can see it, they did like a little bit of a gray wash or a lighter brown on top to bring out those details, but that looks great. Absolutely wonderful. And just looking at the figure as a whole, I mean, look at that. That looks great. So looking at articulation, he is able to look up. He's able to look down. Of course, you get some tilt. And of course, if you want to play Exorcist, you get 360. Moving down to his arms, they are able to go out this far on both sides, which that's a good range of motion. They rotate 360, and that's on both sides. And he does have the pinless joints, which are really nice. And if he can get, look at that, more than 90-degree bend, and that's on both elbows. That is so cool. Of course, he does have hinges at the wrist, but because of the sleeve coming out, you don't really get to utilize those. But he does, of course, have his trigger finger, and they do rotate 360 there at the wrist. This one is an up and down, so you can hold the blaster, and this one is a side to side. He does have a torso cut, and looking at the torso, there you go, that looks great. It does get a pretty good range of motion, and of course, if you want to break his back, 360 spin. It was a little tight right there. 360 spin looks great. Looking down at the belt, there's some great detail right there, some good weathering. That looks great. His legs, left leg kicks out pretty good. Right leg, not so much. And the reason being is instead of having the holster loose like they normally do, it is glued down. So that's one thing that's a little bit different about this figure. He does have a thigh swivel right there, but you're not going to get much rotation because it's glued down on the holster. So if that's something that you don't like, I don't know what to tell you to do. I guess pass on this figure, but I wouldn't just because of that face sculpt. But the left leg rotation's great. Looking at the knees, he does have double hinge, but because of the wrinkles right there and the molding, you're not able to get all the way up, but you get some pretty good motion. That one you're able to get up pretty well, but you are able to put him in like a crouch pose if you want to. And it doesn't, the legs kicking out are not really hindered that much by the holster, so that's nice. And you can see it kind of buckles up right there, and it buckles right here because the belt is floating just a little bit. The upper part is, so that helps you, and it's glued down right here as well. But you get some good kick out right there. Of course, looking down at the boots, you got your hinge at the ankle for going down, going up, and a forward facing pin for rocker. And just for fun, here he is with the other versions I have of him. Of course, we have the 40th anniversary A New Hope Han Solo, which, look at that face, you can tell it needs an update as well. And then of course we have Solo, a Star Wars story when he's supposedly younger. But these look great together. They're going to fit right into your collection. The new one from Return of the Jedi, I have to say, hands down, is the best Han Solo I think we've received to date. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Beyond the Force. There's a link in the description below. And as always, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.